Good good day, and good afternoon, depending on which part of the world you're at. If it's evening on your side, good evening. And if it's morning on your other side of the world, good morning to you too. And on my side, as is, it is your one and only Africa US radio. So if you would really love to access our shows and listen to our shows, we're quite a big family. You can access us by joining in at www.africausaradio.com. And indeed, your girl is Lungingapi, back in the airwaves of radio. Wumazomoya wezosasazo. That's the airwaves of radio. Here we are with our beautiful show named Your New Day Will Dawn. And as I've always shared, that from the beginning of this, the naming of the show came from the subtitle of my book, which I would now and then, time and again, share small segments in it just for your excitement and for your sake of being blessed by whatever little segments that I'll be sharing. And once more, I'm back. And at this time around, I think I took a look at the month of October, and I've noticed that there was a time in October in my life where I really realized that a new day has really dawned. A new day has really dawned. And we're probably wondering what day was it? What is it that I'm talking about? And fortunately for me, because it's in my autobiography, if you're around in South Africa, give me a tinkle, give me a shout. We can arrange on how to purchase your own copy of my inspirational autobiography titled I Will Sing a New Song. And the subtitle of it says, Even After the Darkest Night, a New Day Will Dawn. And in this show, on Africa USA Radio, we say, Your new day will dawn. You cannot give up in the night just because you feel the night is too long. What if you don't make it? I say, what if you make it? So let's hang in there. And faith is what would keep us going. And in fact, some of us, sometimes we have not even realized that it's been faith carrying us all along. So coming back to the fact that I said to you, the month of October is full of many events. Some are sad, some are good, some are scary, some are confusing. These events, they're all different, but they don't necessarily define who we are. I always say, especially the negatives. Don't ever allow yourself to be defined by negative circumstances, because God is able to change it in a split second. Life is a split or a click of an eye. In October, I had lost my mom 13 years ago. In October, I lost my best friend, and in October, I saw a new day dawning right in my face, and as a result, I've decided to take October's negativities and just decide to turn it around and make something positive out of it. If it's been full of events that are negative, let me rather just convert it, take it and turn it around to my advantage. And you probably have a question of, when did your day dawn, Lungi? So on Saturday, 18th October 2014, I was up very early. I had not slept much, probably about 4 hours maximum. Sleep was not possible. I was too excited. It was a day of blessing. We were planning to sit on the beach and watch the sun rising over the horizon. And a friend was doing a photo shoot of me. These were special photographs. One would be used for the cover of this book. It's now my book. What an awesome sight. Remember, I was 34. Now I'm exposing my age. I was 34 and I saw and I watched and I observed sunrise for the first time in 34 years back then. What an awesome sight. As I watched the sun slowly peep over the horizon, there was an excitement in my spirit that I could hardly contain. I was so aware of the awesome power of Almighty God, the same power that was at work within me. In the 34 years of my life, I had never experienced such a powerful feeling, a feeling that I cannot even begin to describe. I did not want it to end. I wish I could have spent the whole day savoring that incredibly precious moment in time. This was a reminder that nothing is impossible with God when you put your trust in Him. He created the heavens and the earth and everything in it, and I'm so glad He created me. I thought back to the times I was in such deep depression that I had considered taking my own life because I was in the dark. I was in the night, and I didn't look forward to anything for the next day. And little did I know that a new day will dawn. How thankful I am that I did not do that. I thought of the many times I had wanted to run away from God, to curl up and die. I thought of how God surrounded me with wonderful people to love me and encourage me. How, because of that love and encouragement, I had gone down on my knees many times, crying out to God to transform my life. How thankful I am that miraculously I was able to hold on to the tiniest flicker of hope, and that I did not give up. How thankful I am that a new day has dawned for me, and life is very different to what it was. As I watched the sunlight slowly creeping into the world to dispel the darkness of the night, I thought of my second name, Leonora, a Greek name meaning light. How appropriate. I felt like I have a new identity. I felt like a new person, and I wanted to shout for joy. I did, in fact, jump up into the air on the beach and shout for joy. And there is a photo to prove it. I still have the photo. I was free. I was free to be me. I have found the real Lungi, and life is no longer a chaotic mess where I felt I was drowning in the darkness. I am different now. I am at peace. I think of that beautiful Hebrew blessing, shalom, which means, amongst other things, peace, rest, contentment, completeness, wholeness, harmony, and safety. I feel alive for the first time in many years. There is now an even deeper hunger within me to make a difference in the lives of other people. By the grace of God, I have been able to push through the pain and darkness into the light. My prayer is that God will bless me with wisdom, peace, joy, and love. I thought of my Rose, that's my mother, that I lost in this month of October, remember? Whom I still miss so much. Oh, how I wish she could have shared this moment with me. I thought of the words of the song I have played so many times when my heart longs for my mom. The words and music went through my mind. And guess what the song was? I remember Mama in a happy way. We didn't have much, but the Lord saw us through. Although my mama's gone, she's right here in our hearts. I remember Mama in a happy way. My mom was my rose. I am her rosebud. I am just beginning to blossom. And why in particular today I chose to share this part and taking this part of the segment in my book. It is simply because I wanted to show you, wherever you're at, wherever you're watching from or listening from, that anything is possible with God. And there's an assurance that a new day will definitely indeed dawn. As much as I've lost my mom, who was my everything, I lost my best friend in the month of October, whom I loved dearly. She was more like a sister, a big sister. Did the day not dawn? Did the new day not dawn? Of course it did. And we will always want to have them with us. I do not know that maybe makes you feel you in the darker days of your life. I do not know what could be happening that makes you feel that you are indeed in the dark, that makes you feel and believe that no new day will dawn. I want to assure you, I want to tell you that it will eventually dawn. We are expectant of greater things, of good things for the year 2026. And guess what? A new year will dawn because God has promised us that. The plans He has for us are plans to prosper us. They are not plans to harm us. They are not plans to make us feel we don't belong, but it's plans to make us feel and understand fully that we belong to Him. We are His. And I remember I had a gathering of women over the weekend where we shared a very interesting topic that makes most of us feel like we are really in the dark. As you are still listening to Africa USA Radio, and if you want to touch us online, you can get us under Africa USA Unity Events Radio and TV on all social media. And right now, the Drive Show, the Drive Home Show with Rev Q, sorry, I sneezed, is on. So don't miss out. There's a whole lot of us in this family. Okay. Then I had this movement, which is what I call it. I call it a movement because it's not an event. It's ongoing. Gathered women under one roof, and I said, let's debrief and let's talk about self-forgiveness. And in order for you to reach self-forgiveness, you need to understand you're stepping out of the darkness, because in the dark, you will refuse to forgive yourself because you think and believe that it will be dark forever. I want you to hang in there because a new day will dawn. A new day will dawn. So hang in there. And I gathered these women, and after gathering with them, I distributed roses to each of them. And I told them how beautiful they are and how much of a rose each of them is. And some of them were so excited in that they said they've never received a rose. And I said, I chose a rose because it's the only flower that survives every season in its lifetime. In winter, because of the heat, of the cold, it doesn't die. In summer, because of the heat, high temperatures, it doesn't shrink. But instead, it still remains a rose. And it is always beautiful. And that is where I wanted them to be, and I wanted them to experience that. And right towards the end of the gathering, I gave each of them a little pot plant like this. As you can see there, it's written, "Thank you, Lungingapi." And that is the thank you I needed them to say to themselves individually. They needed to apologize to themselves individually, and they needed to say thank you to themselves individually, and they needed to say, "I forgive you for being a threat to you." You talk to yourself. There's power in self-talk. And as I'm getting older by day, I'm realizing indeed that there is definitely power in self-talk, because self-talk allows you as well to connect with yourself and to get to understand who you are and to get to understand why you want so much peace or why you desire so much peace. Because we were created to be peaceful creatures. That is what we were created for. And some of us, we don't believe that we deserve the peace that surpasses all understanding. We deserve the thank you to ourselves. Sometimes do say, "Thank you, Lungi, for working so hard. Thank you, Lungi, for giving me an opportunity to be me." And most of us, we need a sense of belonging always. You know what? Stand in front of the mirror and speak to the person in the mirror and tell them how much they are loved and how much they are received and how much God will make sure that they are at a space where they go, "Aha, my God indeed is alive." Continue listening to us, the family of Africa USA Radio, and you will see why eventually. So I've decided to take this month of October, convert it into something great, because the people I lost in this month of October were great people. This is inclusive of my mother. She was exceptional. But in order for me to handle the grieving process and everything else that comes with it, the overwhelming feeling, I realized that it's good to plan to do something good for others. And in that way, you lighten up somebody else's day. In that way, you say to them, "Refuse to die in the night, because your new day will dawn." When last have you given somebody hope of whatever it is that they wish to achieve one day? When last have you told them that, "Listen, hang in there, you're almost there, your new day will dawn"? I know maybe perhaps you don't want to continue because you believe and you trust that it's not going to happen. Let me tell you this. I saw sunrise for the first time at the age of 34, and it was a beautiful sight for me to see. It was the greatest thing I could ever have witnessed as a 34 years old person. And now I'm 45, and guess what? I still remember what I saw when I was 34, that indeed there is no time to die in the night, because your new day will dawn. Stick with us, Africa USA Unity Events, radio and television, and you will see why we choose to say your new day will dawn. Log on www.africausaradio.com. You'll find your family waiting for you to join us. And I hope and trust and believe that you will indeed continue to walk the journey with me. Like Oleta Adams will say, "Come and walk with me above the water." Jesus never said it will be easy, but it will be worth it. May you be blessed and be taken care of and be prayed for and pray with those that are praying with you until we meet again, same space, same station. Your new day will dawn.